Good morning, everyone. We will start with the new system, that is a special senses. So, you know the general sensation. So, apart from the general sensation, there is a special senses like vision. They have a separate pathway. Okay, they have a separate pathway. So, and very important. First one is vision. The second one is audition, that is a hearing. Then chemical sense like olfaction and gustation are the four special sense, and another one is a touch, that is the skin. Okay, so vision, first I will start with the vision. Vision, you know, it is the process by which the shape, size, brightness and color and the location of the object is perceived. Okay, so it is the main function of the eye. So every individual has a pair of eyes. The perception of the light through the eye, that will form one of the important special sensation in the human beings. So what it will do, our eye, so vision means the shape, size, brightness and color of and location of the object is perceived. So you know, so important is a pair of eye. Coming to the functions of the eye, first there is the image formation. So whatever you are seeing, that objects image will be formed. Okay, then conduction of the image to the center is taking place. Okay, conduction of the image to the center, then interpretation by the centers is taking place. Okay, so what it will do, the eye, so when you are seeing the any object, so the object's visual inputs will go through the eye. In the eye there is an image formation is taking place. Okay, then that conduction of the image to the center, so center are in the occipital lobe. So first only I told, so occipital lobe, so all your visual inputs is going, okay, so into the occipital lobe. So there the interpretation by the centers, there is a area number 18, 17, 18 are there. So there is a interpretation, so whatever the image is going there, so it will tell whether it is a color object, then shape of the object, texture of the object, or it is whether it is the dark color or light color, like that the interpretation of this image is taking place. Okay, so it is present in the bony orbital socket. So fluid is filled in the space. So in anatomy class they will tell, okay, about the eye structure and all. Okay, so then, so this is the anterior part where the lens is present, and this is the posterior part. Okay, so between anterior posterior diameter is very important. Okay, that is 24 mm. That is called optic axis. So optic axis, there is no lines is present like this. So just is an imaginary line. So it is called optic axis. So here the image will form. So this, sorry, here the image is present, so object is present, the image will form on the retina. So next is the vertical axis, vertical diameter is 23.5 mm. So that means, so anterior posterior diameter is more than that of the vertical diameter. Okay, so it is like a shape is like this, because anterior posterior diameter is more compared to vertical diameter. So next coming to the cavities. So first we will see, so the parts of the optic system mainly include iris, cornea, lens and the cavities. So in the cavities there is a fluid is present, that is called anterior cavity, that is filled with the aqueous humor, and which mainly contain anterior chamber and posterior chamber. Then posterior cavity, so that is filled with the fluid, that is we call it as a vitreous humor. Okay, These are the two cavities, aqueous humor and vitreous humor. So both are very important that are involved in. So you can see here, so this is the cornea, okay. So this is the lens. So in front of cornea, sorry, in front of the lens, there is a anterior cavity, okay. Anterior cavity, again it has anterior chamber and posterior chamber. So this is the posterior chamber and this is the anterior chamber. So both are filled with aqueous humor, okay. So behind the lens, because it is a posterior cavity, so posterior cavity is filled with vitreous humor, okay. So coming to the what is aqueous humor. So it is a clear watery liquid that fills the anterior and posterior chambers, okay, that fills the anterior and posterior chambers. So from the posterior chambers, so here it will, from the posterior to anterior the fluid will come. So first it will synthesis in the posterior chamber through a pupillary aperture, okay. It is secreted by ciliary process. So volume is 2.5 ml and rate of production is 1.5 to 2 microliter. So its composition is similar to plasma, so except that lesser concentration of the proteins are present, like it has sodium, potassium, bicarbonate, vitamin C, lactate and pyruvate. Next, coming to aqueous humor production. So mainly it is produced by the ciliary process, okay. Mainly it is produced by the ciliary process. So you can see here the ciliary body are there, okay. Ciliary body or ciliary process, so that will secrete the aqueous humor, okay. So next, coming to the functions of aqueous humor. So maintain the intraocular pressure, okay. Intraocular, so ocular means eye, okay. So in the eyeball, so it will maintain the intraocular pressure, that is very important, okay. So then so normally the intraocular tension is 15 to 20 mmHg, okay. So normally the intraocular pressure is 15 to 20, okay. So when the pressure of the aqueous humor increases, so it will cause a glaucoma. So glaucoma, you can see the diabetes patient, diabetic patient. So they will have a damaged retina because of glaucoma. So glaucoma, this increase in the glucose content, the production of the aqueous humor also increases, okay. So another, the second one is, it is in one of the refractive media, okay. Refractive media means in our eye there is a some part of the eye like lens, cornea and this aqueous humor, so all will form a refractive media. So refractive means what? It is like a mirror image, okay. So when you look into the mirror, so your image will form. So that means it should be transparent, okay. So hence this will form one of the refractive media. Provide the nutrition to avascular cornea and lens, okay. So cornea and lens will not have a blood vessels, okay. Avascular means blood vessels are not present, so hence it is not receive the blood supply. If the blood supply is not there, what will happen? The nutrition will not get. So this aqueous humor will provide a nutrition to avascular cornea and lens, okay, and remove the metabolic products from the cornea and lens. The last one is, it contribute to maintain the shape of eye and its transparency, okay. Maintain the shape of the eye and its transparency, okay. So very important, okay. So they will ask what is the function of the aqueous humor. So first one, it will form a it maintain the intraocular pressure. So then it one of the refractive media or transparent media where the light rays can pass through to bring about the image formation on the retina. Then remove the metabolic waste products from the lens and cornea and also provide a nutrition. Then contribute to maintain the shape of the eye and its transparency. These are the functions of aqueous humor. So the production of the aqueous humor will be constant process. Okay, so whenever there is a balance between the production and drainage determine the intraocular pressure. So as I told, if the balance is disturbed, the vision problems will occur that results in glaucoma. So that's complete the introduction part. So in that, so eye structure the man will tell. Okay, so in anatomy you will come to know. So just I will tell the parts of the optic system, which mainly iris, cornea, lens, aqueous humor, vitreous humor, and retina. Okay, very important. Okay, the next part is retina. So retina, which is having a photoreceptors, then optic nerve and optic pathway. Okay, so my part is optic nerve and its pathway. So that means how the image is formed and will be formed in the on the retina, and it is going to the center to bring the image. So we will see the retina is having 10 layers. Okay, the retina is having 10 layers. The first one is inner limiting membrane. Okay, that is inside. So in inner limiting, I am coming from inside to outside. Okay, inner limiting membrane. Okay, so then optic nerve layer. So this is the optic nerve layer. Then ganglion cell layer. Okay, ganglion cell layer. Inner plexiform layer. Inner nuclear layer. Outer plexiform layer. Outer nuclear layer, outer limiting layer, and layers of rods and cones. So for physiology, so this is important. Okay, so in the retina there is a layer of rods and cones are present. Okay, so when rods and cones are acts as a receptor for every sensation, the receptor is important, right? So like this, for a vision, the rods and cones are a specialized structure. So whenever only when the light rays falls on the eye, these rods and cones get activated. Okay, so we will see what are the receptors. Okay, so first one is a rod. So you can see, sorry, this is cone. So rod, this is the outer part. Okay, outer segment. So this is the inner segment. So outer part of the rod cell, so it is surrounded by a plasma membrane. So in the inner segment, so mainly contain mitochondria, Golgi complex, endoplasmic reticulum, and it has a cell nucleus. Okay, and synaptic vesicles. So that is very important. It will go and synapse with the optic nerve. Okay, then this is a cone structure. Only the outer segment is having a disc structure. So other thing is same. Okay, so mitochondria, Golgi complex, endoplasmic reticulum, and synaptic terminal. There is a synaptic vesicles are present. So for us important, there is a difference between, what are the difference between rods and cones. Okay, so if you see the rods, it is higher, about 120 million per retina. Okay, 120 millions of rods are present. So cones are only 6 millions. Okay, very less. So compared to rods, cones are very less. So it has only one type photoreceptors, photopigment called rhodopsin. Okay, rhodopsin. It has 3 types of cones are present with different photopigments. Okay, so in the rods and cones there is a photopigments are present. Okay, photopigments. So in the rods only one rhodopsin is present, and in the cones there are 3 types of photopigments are present. So 3 types of cones are present. Rods are low acuity and cones are higher acuity. So acuity I will tell in the class. Then in the retina there is a suppose this is the retina, okay, so this is the retina, so their back side, so there is one fovea centralis, a central fovea is present, where the optic disc leave the eyeball, leave the retina, okay, so there the rods are absent, okay, but cones are more concentrated in fovea. It is highly convergent pathway, it is slightly divergence pathway. So this is important, it is achromatic vision, this is for chromatic vision, or you just write it is for color vision, and this will for black and white vision. So that means so rods are having only one rhodopsin, so that will so only for black and white vision, okay, so coloring vision is not present. So if the rods are if you are seeing the coloring color object, okay, if you are seeing the yellow color, so that means the cones are get activated, okay, so like that. So next we will see the visual field. So that's completely difference between rods and cones. Next coming to the visual field. Visual field. So visual field is a field of vision of each eye is the area visualized on the screen when the gaze is fixed at an object. That means when you are seeing when you fix your gaze, or when you are seeing one what to tell, for example you are seeing only the board, okay, when you are seeing the board or one point on the board, but when you are seeing that point, you can perceive if somebody is entered the room, so you can see that also, right? So when you are seeing this point, okay, so this is your right eye, so when you are seeing this point, so when someone suddenly enter here without seeing this, so you can perceive that someone is entered or something is happened here. So this is your right visual field, okay, this is the field of vision or a visual field of the right eye, okay. Suppose this is the left eye, so you are seeing one point here, so suddenly some object if you bring here, so you can without seeing that object you can perceive some object is present this side, okay, so that is called visual field, okay. So you can see here, so in the visual field there are different fields are present: temporal field, nasal field, inferior and superior field, okay. So this is your right eye, okay, right eye. When you are seeing the object, so temporal means above, okay, so temporal. This is nasal, sorry, this is temporal, this is superior, this is nasal, and this down is inferior, okay. So next come to the visual pathway, okay. So you can see here, so this pencil image will be formed back of the retina, so here the image is formed, so it is passing through the cornea, lens, and their rods and cones get stimulated on the retina, sorry, in the retina, so then image will be formed, okay. So this image will get stimulate the optic nerve, Okay, so there is one optic nerve layer is present on the retina. So it will stimulate the impulses is passing through the optic nerve. So the optic nerve leave the retina called optic disc. Okay, this is called optic disc. Leave the retina and enter the brain. So in the brain also, so as I told, this is the frontal lobe, so it's a temporal lobe, this is a occipital lobe. So this impulses through the visual pathway, so we call it as a visual pathway, it go to occipital lobe, okay, or occipital cortex. So we will see what is how now the image is formed on the retina. Okay, on the retina the image is formed that will what it will stimulate the visual nerve. Okay, so we will see. Okay, so this is a little bit easier. Okay, this is your right eye, this is left eye. Okay, right eye and left eye. In the right eye, this is the visual field, right visual field. Okay, this is the right visual field. In the right visual field, okay, this is the right visual field. So the half it is temporal and the half field is nasal. Okay, half the field is temporal and half the field is nasal. It's a right eye. So the impulses from the temporal is going to here, opposite side it is going, and impulses from the nasal it is going to here. Okay, then from the here the impulses is passing. Okay, you can see the pink color is the impulses are coming from the temporal part, and the green color one is coming from the nasal part. Okay, so both will join and form, not join, so both will go and form a optic nerve. Okay, so optic nerve. So in the optic here, so both the left eye and right eye, so in the left side I have to same what I told. So both in the right eye and left eye, the optic nerve, there is a crossing is taking place. Okay, there is a crossing is taking place, that is called optic chiasma, and form optic track. This optic track will go and relay in lateral geniculate body. Okay, this is the lateral geniculate body. So this in the lateral geniculate body, the third order neurons will arises and it will go to where it will form optic radiation. Okay, this is called optic radiation, and end up in the occipital cortex. Okay, end up in the occipital cortex. So this is an easy diagram. Okay, so temporal part of the retina and nasal part of the retina, so both will form an optic nerve. So both, this is the right side and this is the left. So when it is optic nerve, so here, so it will go, will cross to each other. Okay, it will cross to each other. So, and that is called optic chiasma, then form a optic track. This optic track will end up, will sign up in the lateral geniculate body. So from the lateral geniculate body, the optic radiations are arises and it will go to visual cortex. So this is the visual cortex. There is a primary visual cortex, okay, or this is occipital lobe. Okay, primary visual cortex is 17. So this 17 only it will receive the impulses. Okay, so then from there the secondary visual cortex, area number 18. So then visual detail structure like the color or a texture or a light object like that, so perception is taking place. So these are not required. So just write the pathway. It is given a textbook, it is easy I feel, okay, in the textbook. So the relay function is so accurate that there is exact point to point transmission of all the way from the retina to the visual cortex is taking place, okay. Next comes the visual field defects. So what will happen if the visual field, you know, temporal, nasal, visual fields are there, right? So if there is any defect in the lesion of the optic pathway, the optic pathway, if there is any lesion, so what will happen, okay? So first one, whenever there is a lesion in optic nerve, okay, which is the optic nerve? So this is the optic nerve, right? So when there is a lesion of optic nerve, that will leads to of any side, it will lead to complete blindness, okay. So complete by blindness of the right eye, complete blindness of the right eye. So that is optic nerve lesion, okay. So complete lesion of one eye, either right eye, if it is lesion, right optic nerve lesion, so right eye blindness can be seen, okay. So next, optic chiasma. If there is any lesion here, optic chiasma, okay. So lesion of optic chiasma, that will leads to bitemporal hemianopia. So this is a temporal. So that will leads to bitemporal hemianopia. So that is where temporal half of the visual field will be lost, okay. Then optic tract. So after that, this optic tract will arises. If there is any lesion, that will lead to homonymous hemianopia, okay. Homonymous means same side, hemianopia, half of the visual field is defect, okay. Heteronymous hemianopia means heteronymous, so other different side of the visual field, half of the visual field, like that, okay. So in this condition, the nasal half of the visual field of one eye and temporal half of another eye will be lost, okay. So you just write, so temporal if there is any lesion in the optic chiasma, that will leads to heteronymous hemianopia. Lesion of the optic tract leads to homonymous hemianopia, that's all, okay. The last one is occipital cortex, okay. So it leads lesion in occipital cortex, so that will leads to homonymous hemianopia, that's all, okay. That will leads to homonymous hemianopia. So that's complete the visual pathway, okay. So now how the image is going from retina to the center, okay, through a visual pathway. So visual pathway is very important question, okay. So whatever I told, so lesion of the optic nerve, complete blindness, optic chiasma, heteronymous hemianopia, these are not required. Then lesion of optic tract, homonymous hemianopia. So lesion of the lateral geniculate body, optic radiation, homonymous. Anopia means a complete loss of the visual field of one eye or a blindness. Hemianopia means blindness of half of the visual field. Suppose this is the visual fields, okay. So if you divide, so temporal, this is nasal, okay. This is a temporal, this is nasal, okay, nasal. So here what will happen? Anopia means complete, both here and here there is a loss, okay. So both the side vision is lost, that's anopia. But in hemianopia what will happen? Blindness of half of the visual field, that is here temporal side of the right eye, here nasal of the left eye, like that, okay. Then scotoma is the loss of vision in eye confined to center of the vision. These are not required. Okay. So I will stop here. Thank you all.